So if you simply can't do without the doggy, well, you're in very much luck, particularly if you're in the Spalding area. This new wedding package service comes from Barking Mad Dog Care. And I'm very fortunate to be joined by Kerry Wells, who is from Barking Mad. Hello, Kerry.
Hi, Chris.
Hello there. Well, I just saw this in the paper, actually, today. I just really wanted to talk to you. I mean, is this quite a common request that you get, to have the dog there at the big day?
I have taken a dog about a couple of years ago to a wedding, and it was absolutely brilliant to see the bride and the groom with their dog.
Yeah.
But I just think that people don't realise that we can do it. So we've decided to actually advertise that we do it. I'm lucky that I have, it's not just myself, I've got a team of lovely people that will help run the business with me. And so we can look after the dog. The idea is that we look after the dog for the time of the wedding, so particularly maybe the day before, when you don't perhaps want the dog, in the way, when everything is being prepared for the wedding, and certainly the wedding day and the day after. So the idea then is that the dog is safely staying with one of our lovely host dog sitters. They're predominantly active retired people, so they get the company of the dog. And then what we'll do is, at the appointed time, we'll go and pick up the dog and take their beloved pet to the reception, I would imagine, or the church, depending where the wedding photographer or the party want the dog.
Of course.
And we will be able to facilitate the dog having the photographs with the happy couple.
Because it is a family member. I think it's very important to say, because people who don't have dogs might be going, well, really, can't you just, send it off for a day? But you don't want to send off a family member for the day, particularly at a big event.
No, and it's not just that we found it's not just the couple that's getting married's dog, but it might be the parents.
Oh, I see.
And what's happening is that everybody that perhaps would have looked after the dog for a day or a holiday or a weekend is at the wedding.
Yes.
So therefore they have to have a company look after the dog, or friends and family, but you can't always guarantee that friends and family aren't going to let you down at the last minute. And Barking Mad, well, my business here has been going for 12 years. We're a franchise business. Now, I've been running Barking Mad for 12 years and one of the longest running franchises. We've never let anybody down.
Yeah.
So we will come in, we will take the dog to a lovely home on a one-to-one basis, and then we can bring the dog along at the appointed time, and they can have their photographs, whether it be the happy couple's dog, or it might be the parents who, also want to have their dog there, and the daughter or the son-in-law want to have the dog on the day.
Well, it's interesting, because I was going to just ask you about the clothing aspect, because I sense that there's a bit of that going on. You can arrange that as well, can you?
Well, generally the bride will have sorted out a bow tie or something. I think the most important thing is, effectively, it's almost like a chaperone service for the dog. We've got to make sure that we don't allow the dog to jump up on any of the wedding guests. Do you know what?
Because that is literally what happened. I went to one wedding and there was a dog there, beautiful dog called Pringle, very, very enthusiastic. And all I can really say is that the bride dress didn't exactly make it through the whole proceeding unscathed. Basically, mud got all over it because the dog jumped up. And, they didn't mind because it was their dog, of course. But for the photo, that was pre-photos.
Well, that's the thing is, we can't obviously hang on to the dog, grimly to make sure that it doesn't jump up on the bride. And I think, hopefully, that if the dog is relatively well trained, they can be able to control the dog so it doesn't jump up on the bride. And our job would be to make sure that dog, who will be very excited,
yes, of course,
lots of guests. But what we did when we took this lovely little Bichon a couple of years ago to a wedding was that we stood to one side and we kept the dog under control, and there were wedding guests that came up to us rather than we approached them. And it's about trying to keep the excitement levels fairly damped down of that dog, because we don't want any mishaps with any of the lovely outfits. And then,
very wise.
I mean, we probably would be there maybe an hour whilst everything's got in place, and then we will take the dog back to the the host where it's staying. So ideally, it needs to be within a reasonable travelling distance of the wedding, because we're sending one of our team to get the dog and take the dog to the wedding and then take the dog back again. But we probably will even be looking after the dog for the honeymoon,
Yes,
so, but we thought it would be something nice so that we could say we can do that. We have the facilities to be able to do it, and we think, it's a great thing to do.
I think it's such a great idea, and I'm very glad that it's happening in Lincolnshire. Thank you, Kerry. That's Kerry Wells from Barking Mad, the Spalding branch.